Hey guys, welcome to this episode of On Another Line. Today we're going to be talking about how they upgraded one of my favorite reels that's ever come out in the low-profile bait casting market for Shimano, and that's going to be the brand new for 2022 Bantam. After this short intro, we're going to get into this reel, talk about the technologies, and really guys, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on this reel. I've had this thing in my hands for about 24 hours now. This is a sales sample for Shimano. This is not mine. I can't get it out and fish it. It's snowing here in Ohio anyway, but undoubtedly, this is the smoothest reel that I've ever felt as far as low-profile bait casters from Shimano. After this short intro, we're going to dig into it, and I'll give you my opinion.
That's a life of a fisherman you wouldn't understand, something you can't feel on dry land. You gotta get your arms way up in a cage and set the hook on smallmouth bass, and then you'll understand. You gotta get your hands on a Shimano reel and a MGL that's right. I bet you like what you feel. Step on the deck, give it a whirl. Hello, welcome to my world.
So if you follow my channel much at all, you'll know that the Bantam is one of my all-time favorite reels that Shimano has ever produced. I like it just as well as the Core Solid Metanium. I feel like obviously you're getting a little better technology in the Metanium. I love that reel, but this reel right here feels the most solid of any reel that they've ever produced. And how could they make an already amazing reel better? Well, I was skeptical just like anybody else when you think about Shimano. The cool thing about Shimano is that they have all this technology, but somehow, some way, they continually best themselves by adding new technologies and making the older technologies better. And that is in no shape or form different here in the new 2022 Bantam. So one of the very first things that you're going to notice is when you pick this thing up, it feels a little lighter than the other one. I don't think there's much of a weight difference, but I'm telling you the way that this reel feels, it feels really solid and really light in your hands. When I grab my other Bantam side to side with this, I feel like this thing is a little bit lighter. These things are, if you look at the 150A, and that's going to be the 150, let's see, HGA and XGA, 7.6 gear or 7.6 ounces, 7.8 and 7.9 respectively. So they're not the lightest reels on the planet. However, there's a lot of technology that's in this reel that is, not only new, but been tried and true over the years. First and foremost, you have the Core Solid body, which you guys know. You get the solid B plate and the solid frame there. It's a one-piece body. It allows for more rigid feel. It takes away torque and, deflection of the reel. That's non-existent. That has been in this reel for a while. You do have the Hagane body, which again is a one-piece body. You have cross carbon drag in this thing, which is something we come to know and love in Shimano. It doesn't have the new weave of cross carbon drag that the Stella has in it, but I'm sure eventually it will have that once they get the tried and trueness of the Stella out of there and test it. I'm sure you'll see that in these reels as well. But one of the things that I am really intrigued with is on the side plate here. You're not going to be able to see it, but it says Infinity Drive. So Infinity Drive on the Stella means that the main shaft is supported by going through the pinion gear. Well, I'm not sure how that would work on a bait caster because the pinion gear is actually what drives the actual spool. So there's no actual shaft unless the shaft of the spool goes through that pinion gear, which is already done basically. So this is basically an upgraded version of X-Ship technology. X-Ship used to take two bearings and support the pinion gear on both sides, so when you set the hook on a fish and you're fighting it, it gets rid of that deflection of the reel and allows the friction to be gone, and also allows for no force to be lost when you're actually fighting a fish. So the X-Ship has been tried and true, and again, the Infinity Drive is something that's new from Shimano that actually improves upon that even farther. But one of the things, I'm sure it has to do with Infinity Drive because there's a coating that goes on the shaft that, I'm telling you what, this reel, and I've fished some super high-end stuff all the way up to the Antares and all that stuff. I've fished the really high-end, low-profile bait casters, and I'm here to tell you that this reel, this brand new 2022 Bantam, is the absolute smoothest fishing reel in the low profile that I've ever ever had in my hands. And I'm not just saying that to get you to go buy this thing. I'm telling you, if you go to your local tackle shop when they get these in and you reel this reel, it is going to absolutely blow your mind. We have the Infinity Drive system, which again adds a basically a slicker coating to the inside of the pinion gear. But pair that with the MGL Spool II, or I'm sorry, the MGL 3 spool, which is basically it's almost basically just like the or actually I think it is the exact spool that's in the Metanium. So you're getting a magnesium spool in this, so that also takes down the amount of force and inertia that it takes to get this reel going. Micro module gearing, S3D spool, just like we're normally used to. The SVS Infinity braking system we've all come to rely on, and Shimano also has the sealed anti-rust bearings in it. Silent Tune is the way that they've actually made tolerances tighter in Shimano reels, so it takes away the noise of a reel when you're reeling it. There's no whirling, there's no grinding, or there's no like groaning of the reel. They've taken every square, very minute spots down and even made them even smaller, so everything is touching a lot tighter. There's no room or play for that noise. You have the Super Free spool as well. But again, initially when I knew that they were coming out with the Stella and the Bantam, I was obviously pumped up about the Stella because who wouldn't? It's the Lamborghini of fishing reels, in my opinion, on the spinning reel side of things. But I didn't know how they could make the Bantam better. The Bantam, in my opinion, is one of the most rock-solid reels on the planet. It feels solid in your hands. When you set the hook on a fish, you know that this thing is not going to let you down in the heat of the moment when you're fighting maybe a 10-pound bass or even bigger if you're fishing inshore or whatever. The Bantam was one of my favorite reels for that aspect. I could pick it up, I could flip and pitch with it, I could throw pretty much any bait I wanted on it and know that you could basically take this thing and put it through, hell and back, and it's going to come back stronger every time that you actually use it. It's one of the things I love about the Bantam. Really smooth reel initially. But I'm telling you what, the MGL 3 spool, or MGL Spool 3, and the Infinity Drive makes this reel the absolute smoothest reel I've ever had in my hands, period. Definitely from Shimano. They have stepped up their game when it comes to this new Bantam, and I can guarantee you guys, if you get your hand on this thing, you're going to want to own one, because I am not kidding you when I tell you this reel is the absolute smoothest reeling fishing reel I've ever had in my hands, bar none. The 2022 Bantam is going to be in my arsenal. I guarantee it. And if you go to your local tackle shop and you pick one up, I guarantee you're going to own one as well. The Stella raised $50. You would think that this thing's going to raise too, because we're adding new technology, and as far as I know, guys, this is still at that same price point as the original Bantam. Guys, if you want to get your hands on one of these and you're local to my area, Tackle Box in South Point, Ohio will be getting them mid-March. As far as I know, these things will be shipping out mid-March, and I can guarantee you Greg at the Tackle Box will be one of the first ones to get these things. This is a sales sample from Shimano. And again, one thing about this is, guys, this is a 150 size, which is easier to palm. One of my favorite sizes for Shimano ever. So again, if you want to get your hands on one of these things, head up to the Tackle Box, find your local Shimano dealer, spend some money locally if you can, but get your hands on one of these things and reel it. I'm going to tell you that you're absolutely going to fall in love, because I'm not kidding you guys. I can't tell you enough that this reel is the absolute smoothest reel. I feel like the only thing you're feeling is the weight of the handle when you're turning this thing. It is that absolutely free spooling, free spinning. It's the best reel I've ever felt, no doubt. Again, the way that it spools up there, the way you're reeling it. So again, if you want to get your hands on this, check out the Tackle Box, South Point, Ohio. Check out your local dealer. But in my opinion, guys, this new Bantam is freaking amazing. Side plate comes off just like normal. You're going to turn the thing up just like normal. It's going to come off. You're going to see the 6 SVS Infinity brakes there. Same way it goes back on, the same way that the original Bantam does. Turns, you're putting it at 12 o'clock, turning it to 3 o'clock, and you're ready to rock and roll. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Honor the Line, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And if this video helped you out, send it to your buddies, man. They like to see this stuff too. If you guys can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on Another Line.